Hello and welcome! Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. In the beginning I did state that I wanted to take a look at a couple of Fox 20th Century films because of the fact that Disney is now merging and buying out Fox 20th Century. So I thought it'd be interesting to put this into my list and spice things up a little bit. And that's where we're going to be starting off today. We have our first film from the Fox 20th Century catalog. When I was originally going through and compiling my list together to figure out what films I wanted to watch and review, this one stuck out to me so much. Snow White and the Three Stooges. Now, I'm not a Three Stooges fan. I've never been a Three Stooges fan. I knew about their TV show, but I didn't do much research about them because it always was that slapstick humor that I'm not necessarily all fan of. It gets funny, but then it gets repetitive and it gets stupid. So there's this weird balance of enjoying it, but I know a lot of people do love it, and they had a really big following. Apparently a big enough following to come out and recreate this Snow White parody. Except it's not a parody, it's a legit film.
You're wondering what on earth the Three Stooges have to do with the fairy tale of Snow White? It's very simple. In this version, we're telling the story of Snow White and the Three Stooges.
It was released in 1961, and it is a nice musical comedy. We open up to Snow White on an ice rink. She is an ice skating princess, and she, first off, is beautiful. They did that great. And does this film take place in Russia? Because it's certainly not Germany.
A million birds start singing each time the one you love appears. Such a magic day only comes your way but once in a million years.
Her father is out on his deathbed and she's out ice skating, but she does come to his rescue with his last moments, and the stepmother takes over her life from then on. The Three Stooges aren't really that big a part of the film. It is more focused on Snow White and the traditional story. They do follow that really well, where her stepmother wants to kill her, she escapes into the forest, and the nice thing is she does ask for help instead of straight on breaking into the home.
Please help me, please! Is anyone here?
I'm just kidding, she did break into the house to sleep. During that journey, there are cutscenes that do focus on the Three Stooges. They are a traveling band with this guy who is a puppeteer.
Aren't you supposed to introduce me first?
Who let this over vocal yokel in?
I like that. If it weren't for me, you'd be dumb.
If you do the talking for both of us, I'll be even dumber.
And I question if the puppet got lost from Avenue Q.
Behold, the secret of the ages. Yuck. This unique concoction not only cures all of the known afflictions that confound mankind, but it reduces weight, kills moths, and restores the hair.
I get major Sweeney Todd vibes from that.
Pirelli's miracle elixir, anything will slick, sir, soon sprouts cold.
Smells like piss.
Smells like ew.
Looks like
Wouldn't touch it
piss.
if I was you, dear.
This is piss. Piss with it.
The really clever thing is that the Three Stooges take place of the Seven Dwarfs. And I really admire the way they correlated it together and gave them a legit reason to be in this film. That they have known the dwarfs use this as a vacation home apparently, and they are off for the holiday and they will not be back for a couple months, so they left it for the Three Stooges to hang out and take care of. That's really cool. I do admire that. That was super clever. Snow White gets to know the Three Stooges just like she would have with the Seven Dwarfs, and they make sure to protect her. I do appreciate though the relationship is that they are the nerdy little kids as well, but because of the fact that they are older, they have their own business, they don't act like giddy little fangirls, and instead they just appreciate her kindness because they've never really had a lot of feminine attention before. So that's a good angle that they play with.
But from now on, we're your bodyguards.
That's right. You can count on us.
Come what may.
Ad infinitum.
Sure, he's handsome Snow, but he also has that weird Sesame Street reject gesture. think about your options carefully.
Please excuse him, Your Highness. He's not his usual self.
How can I be my usual self when you're not your usual self?
At least I know how to mind my manners.
I'll tell you what he's thinking, Your Highness. He thinks you're...
No, you don't.
More than halfway into the film, we finally get to our typical Three Stooges humor, but it doesn't last that long, so I can appreciate this. A little bit of knocking each other around and then back to the main story.
Hey, what's going on there? Oh, I'll make goulash out of you fathers. Where are you? Oh, come here, stand. Stand and fight. Ah, come here. Oh.
The Jester is locked up and the Stooges try to rescue him unsuccessfully. Ends up having to fight himself out of jail. That was unexpected and very dark, even for the 60s. Like I said, they follow the traditional story, so you have the queen turn herself into the witch. But is this a Wizard of Oz reference? That has to be an obvious reference.
You fools! You thought you could outwit me, didn't you?
We don't even know you.
And what's more, we don't want to.
Aha! So it is a Wizard of Oz reference. I knew it. So lo and behold, we find out that the weird jester kid is actually the prince. And he just had amnesia. So, clever tricks. He ends up using the magic mirror to find out where Snow White is. And this is my all-time favorite scene of him trying to trot to find Snow White. I really love bad green screen use, and I know this was the 60s, but this just makes it even more hilarious that they tried. In the end, he ends up finding her, laying out, and the Stooges tell him that she has passed, but they couldn't bury her because of her beauty. And he goes and tries to wake her up.
Come back, I beg you. Please come back.
Alive. It's a miracle.
Honestly, I applaud you because you handled the scene so much better than the original film did. There's no necrophilia. It's great. And then after she's awake, consenting, they have a kiss. So I appreciate that. Honestly, I really enjoyed this film and I was pleasantly surprised at how much I did enjoy this. There are some really great musical numbers in there. It's a really thought out story and all the plot points line up together. There's not too many questions that I have. So bravo, bravo Three Stooges. I'm surprised that you had me enjoy a film of yours. So check it out. If you do like Snow White, if you want to see a really well done version that's surprising, go watch it, give it a watch. That is Snow White and the Three Stooges. And as always, I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.